Hey Signcasters, it's Madeline, Signups Content and Community Manager. Welcome back to the Signcast. This week's episode is part 2 of my conversation with Ben Fisher. If you don't know him, he's a Google My Business Diamond Product Expert, otherwise known as the Google Whisperer. Last week, we covered Google's new dashboard, aka the new web search view, and how it's affecting businesses. This week, we'll be covering Google algorithm updates, disappearing reviews, and what it means to be a product expert. There's no need to listen to part 1 as a prequel, but I definitely recommend circling back to soak up all of Ben's sage wisdom. Now, let's get into the Signcast. Yeah, I would love to know. I know that while Google's making all these updates, there's a lot of issues with the algorithm changing and rankings changing, like the spam filters kind of going wonky, reviews are disappearing. What is your sage wisdom of how to handle it when Google stuff goes a little bit wonky?
Be prepared. That's, I guess, the first thing I could say. Example. So we deal with a lot of suspensions and reinstatements at steady demand, right? Or known as the world experts on it. And I had a client come to us just this week, and they couldn't get into their Google business profile. And so they wanted us to obviously help figure out, see where it was and what we could do. They had a marketing partner who had access to it at one point, and they said, well, it's no longer on our dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Is it yours? They're like, no, it's not in ours. We looked through all of your email addresses. Turns out it was deleted.
No.
Yeah. But the only way we were able to figure this out was because the marketing partner had documented the profile ID. A shocking number of people don't do this.
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking about it for 5 years, that you need to back up every single profile ID. If you have the dashboard URL, back up the dashboard URL, and there are ways to get it, but I mean, it's not
Tough. It's better
100%.
just to have it.
Exactly. It's like when you get a review, there's a link that actually goes back to your dashboard. So, but that's going to be changed too. So eventually, I'm sure. So anyway, but yes, be prepared. A huge thing right now going on is we have a couple different review features. They're not
Mm-hmm.
bugs. Where new users, so the first one's called a new, is it called a new review ghost. This is where somebody leaves you a review. They see it on their contributions tab in Maps, but you don't see it as the business owner. It doesn't show up.
Oh.
This is being filtered by Google as potentially spam,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's being held. And it's Google keeps everything, basically, usually, I should say. And so, but if you do not have a screenshot of that review, it can't be recovered.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
so a lot of business owners are like, well, I don't ask everybody for a screenshot of the review. It's like, well, maybe you should for the important ones,
All your best
you know?
customers.
Exactly. Right. It's like if you're a personal injury attorney, maybe you should get that screenshot. They're hard to get those reviews.
Mm.
Um, and so then there's something which is called an old review ghost. This is when you have 100 reviews. Let's say when you go to bed and you wake up and you have 97.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to bed, you have 97, you wake up and you're at 90. They're just disappearing. And or if it's even worse, you go to bed at 100, you wake up and they're at 50.
Yeah. Not
Yeah,
the best news to wake up to.
not at all. So, but that's because Google's review filter is going through your reviews and getting rid of anything that might violate their guidelines, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and with Google, there's something that's always called it's called a mental test, but the mental test basically states that there will be X number of false positives
Mm-hmm.
if a test is working, and so it's always running in the background. So there's always going to be false positives.
Mm-hmm.
Again, we mentioned the fact that this huge number of businesses that are on Maps, right? Well, now amplify that by the number of reviews that are on Maps.
And you have a very large number.
Yes, exactly. I believe it's published out there, but it's like north of 10 billion or something. I don't know.
Wow.
It's some ungodly number. That's probably not 10 billion, by the way, but it's probably more like a billion. But the fact is, it's a big number.
Mhm.
And so with a big number, you're going to also have a big number of false positives.
Of course.
So unfortunately, the recourse is very, very tiny. It's like you have to have like a backup of all your reviews in a very specific format.
Yeah, which is not, I assume many people do not have that.
That is correct. So it's like we have a program internally that, with our customers where we can help get them restored if they go missing. And so Google will restore again the ones that they find in line with their guidelines. So it's like when a locksmith says, "Well, I lost 1,000 reviews." I go, "Oh, I'm sorry, buddy. You probably didn't deserve those reviews anyway. Just saying. I'm sorry you spent $5 a review," which is usually the case.
Yeah.
Um, so and so anyway, I mean, and we look at this, and we have to look at it through a very specific lens.
Mhm.
And that is that, sometimes Google's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And so there was a review bug, quote unquote, feature that was occurring a couple weeks ago. And it was causing a lot of reviews to go missing on a regular basis. I think it was like a daily, actually. Some research was done, and it was figured out that, guess what? Most of these people were buying reviews.
Of course. Of course.
So it was functioning as intended,
Some
and
people
so
don't like to get called out.
exactly. I hear it all the time when we're doing reinstatements. I'm not violating the guidelines at all. When you take a look at it, oh, then how come you're renting a desk at a Regis? Yeah,
That's
you're
so
not
funny.
violating anything, that's for sure.
Uh, yeah,
So, yeah. So
I saw
anyway,
someone on Reddit who I'm clearly prowling the Google My Business Reddit a little bit too much, but
obviously,
and
yes.
just trying to learn. And someone had said, "Oh, my business got suspended, and I think it's because my dad bought me a bunch of reviews for my birthday, even though I told him not to." Which
That would
seemed
not
like
cause
a
that would
yeah,
not cause a suspension, by the way.
yeah. It was funny. I was like, I don't think your dad bought them without your permission. It's a weird birthday gift for sure. It's just funny.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah.
yeah, that's an odd birthday gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that usually happens where it's like a new restriction or a new filtering program is released by Google or by another like listing site, and then there'll be all these posts of people kind of being upset like this happened to me, my account got suspended, and then an expert will come in and say, "Oh, I did testing on these 10 websites who complained that they got their rankings got dinged because they had like fake like bad content or whatever reason
Yeah.
that's not." And then she was like, um I'm thinking of this one specific post I saw, and she was like, "Oh, they were complaining because they didn't have like authenticated backlinks, but I checked their backlinks and none of them are from authentic websites. Like they paid for all of their backlinks, so it's not that surprising."
Yeah. 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 And regarding like, Google algorithm updates, we're in that time of year.
Mhm.
November and December is historically when Google does a ton of updates.
That's interesting. Why do they choose this time of year, do you think? Is there a
So
reason?
I've been doing this for 30 years, by the way. Okay. Um, my theory does come with a tinfoil hat.
You always
It's
have to have
the
a little bit of tinfoil.
Yeah, yeah, and unfortunately, I've seen this one enough years to probably make sure that it's not tinfoil. And I usually don't go down the conspiracy theory
Mhm.
line of thought, but I hate to say it, it's the holidays.
Oh,
What a better
interesting.
what a better way to get people to spend money.
Yeah.
Just saying. You know? Your ranking goes down, you got to buy AdWords. And that is the only time you'll ever hear me say anything
Oh,
like that.
that's crafty. I mean, it's true. That's the worst time of the year for your
Yeah.
rankings to be volatile and for your website to not be doing as well. That's a good point.
But if you look at the patterns, if you just look at the pattern, basically, you'll see
Mhm,
every November and December there's always big core updates. You know, it did not happen during COVID, by
mhm.
the way. If you go back and look at the algorithm updates, they didn't occur
That was
in
kind of
November and
them.
December. Right, exactly. So, but they're almost every single year. It's like clockwork. So, and you get people complaining, and but anyway, I don't know. I'd like to think that people are kinder than that, but it might not be the case here. Who knows?
Yeah, some
So,
people are not always the nicest if they're hiding behind the internet.
yeah, right, exactly. So, but yeah, I mean, so be prepared is really what it comes down to, right?
Mhm.
And when it comes to algorithm updates, I mean, it's like I always say, do SEO like it was the 1990s,
Yeah,
you know,
interesting. Play it
and
safe, do a little
well,
classics.
exactly. I mean, the thing is SEO has not changed in that classical sense. It hasn't changed. It's still about building great content. It's still
Mhm,
about attracting users with content. It's still about getting links for traffic, not for ranking, for traffic. I mean, that's how we did it back in the 90s.
mhm.
There was nothing magical to it,
Yeah.
in that sense. Now it's got more difficult because spammers and all things that Google has had to do to combat spammers, right? Of course, yes. There's a lot of technical things that have evolved over the years, tons of technical things, I should say. Yes, right. But sometimes even the simplest of pages can rank.
Mhm.
And there's a reason for that. And that is
Yeah.
because it's using older techniques, I guess you could say,
Mhm.
tried and true techniques. So just be prepared, you know. And what I like to also say is that, it's like get a health check. You go to a
Yeah.
doctor once a year, right? Hopefully. And
Yeah. Do the
you
same
know,
for your websites.
do the same for your website. Get an audit. It does not hurt. The worst case scenario is the audit comes back and nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
I've never seen that, by the way, but just saying, it's
Yeah, there's
possible.
always a few problems out there.
Yeah.
Um, I am curious if someone wanted to become best friends with Google, become a product expert, how would they get started?
I get asked that question a lot. So, yeah, I am actually I'm a product expert mentor. So if I actually, I won an award for that 2 years ago. Woo.
Oh, no
Yeah.
way.
See, do I have it lying around here somewhere?
Your many
Oh,
product expert
it's
children, thank you.
somewhere around here. I don't know. But
That's awesome.
yeah, so and so I mentor about 10 to 15 people a year, only maybe
Mhm.
one makes it. So
Oh,
yeah,
it's that cutthroat?
it's not that cutthroat. It's most people don't have the wherewithal.
I see.
Most people look at it, it's like a shiny object. Then when they get into it, they're like, oh, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, not interested. A little bit too much work for the shiny object.
It's like, wait a minute, I think that looked cool, but geez, damn, I don't know. No, I'm not doing it. So anyway, so I mean, but to answer your question, get a mentor, number one. Um, your mentor should, how it's the best way to put this? Your mentor should encourage you to do what you need to do, but not tell you what to do.
See.
Um, and encourage you, but not watch you per se, in a way. Anyway, but the best way to get started is to go to the community for Google Business Profiles and start answering questions, start helping
Mhm.
people. Like I said, that's how I got started, you
Yeah.
know. So and then it's about patience.
Mhm.
Just have patience. Just if you're doing it for the right reason, you'll become an expert, you'll become a product expert. But the right reason is helping people.
Yeah.
And if you're not doing it to help people, so a lot of the people that come to me to be mentored, they want to do it because they want to increase their business. They want to get a promotion at work. They want to move on and do something else. And they want to leave their job. So they look at it as a career path.
Mhm.
Sorry, it is not a
Not
career path. So, and I'll give you a great example of this. I said there were two diamond product experts in the
Mhm.
United States, right? I'm one of them. The other gentleman, he doesn't even work
He
in the Google
does.
business profile. He's an
Oh.
IT guy. He fixes computers and networks. Great guy, by the way. Awesome dude.
Yeah.
But like I said, it's for him, it's not a career. It's just for his own knowledge and it's because he likes to help businesses.
Mhm. Who is the other diamond product expert, if
Oh
you're
God,
allowed to
I
say?
forget his name. Actually, off the top of my head. No, it's James Clemens, I think it is. So yeah, I mean, so basically, it's really about helping people
Yeah, that's
and
great.
and doing it and selflessly doing it. There are a lot of unsung heroes that are product experts
Mhm.
and that do things well behind the scenes, and they just don't put their name on it. You know, a news article might come out. You have no idea who the source was behind it.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow.
and so yeah, I mean, and it might be like trying to force a change or something like that that's going on. But yeah, but that's how you get started, really.
Mhm.
And like I said, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
And 9 out of 10 people just they won't make it. They can't do it. So,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
but
you obviously still kind of feel the same passion for it as you did at the beginning. It seems like
mhm.
you're really, yeah, that's amazing.
Well, yeah, I look forward to every single Friday we meet with Google. So
That's wow. Every week? I
every
guess
week.
that makes sense. You are the inside scoop for them.
Yeah, every single week we meet with them and get
Awesome.
all sorts of information. It's fun, you could say. So yeah, no, I still love doing it every single day. It's
Yeah,
fun.
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Are your
cool.
mentees this year looking promising?
No.
I hope they don't listen to this podcast.
Nah, they're doing okay. They're doing okay. They're holding their own. So,
Yeah.
one of them just got upskilled actually into becoming a silver product expert. So just getting started on their journey.
Well, that's awesome. So it
Yeah,
sounds like it is promising.
it is. It is. Definitely is.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Cool.
that's all the Google gossip that I wanted to talk about.
All right. Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, I'm glad I could help with the maiden voyage of the
Yeah,
Sign Up
thank you so much.
podcast.
Yeah, this was great to talk to you. I feel like I learned so much and I am much less angry about the new updates.
So you should put that out as a tweet, right? You should
Spoke
say,
with Ben Fisher and
"Eh,
now am filled
I'm
with
not
much less
so
rage.
much. Yes, exactly. My rage meter is now 20%.
Yeah. It's definitely gone down. It's definitely gone down. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I feel like it's tough if you don't know the reasoning why things change and then they
yeah.
change and you don't know. I feel like but like where's the average business owner get the news about the updates? Like are they
They don't.
it, it
So,
just happens.
yeah, what I would say is that if you want any information about what's going on with Google Business Profiles or Maps or something like that, there's the main places that you can go is number one, Twitter. Okay.
Mhm.
Just come on and follow us local peoples.
Yeah.
If you want to follow me at the social dude on Twitter is where I'm at. It's at Ben Fisher on Mastodon.
Mhm.
So we have, I think it's SEO community.social, I think is what it is. And so, yes, I live on both platforms at the moment. And so that's a good way to keep up with the news, right? It's
Mhm.
like that's pretty much all I publish is I publish news items.
Yeah.
And so sorry, no spinning cats. I'm just not doing that.
Disappointing,
Although
but
after
I'll
after
live.
after this, I'm going to do a spinning cat. No, but so that's one place. The other place is if you want to get it from the horse's mouth, is again the Google Business Profile community,
Mhm.
which is support.google.com/business/community. And there's an official communications that come out from Google there. They're cleansed. They're very, very cleansed. They don't say much.
Yeah.
So but they are official.
Yeah.
So,
I feel like it's great. I feel like it's nice to have the product experts and to have all these places to have these conversations, because it's only better for the business owners if they're more involved in the updates and like knowing what's
yeah.
going on. Um yeah, so I hope more people come to appreciate the new stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And it's Google. It's always going to change. So
Yeah,
just the only thing you can do is adapt
of course.
or suggest features.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
do that too.
or DM Ben on Twitter.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. Exactly. So, well, cool. Well, thanks so much for having me. Really
Yeah.
appreciate it. This was a
Thank you.
lot of fun.
Yeah, this
So,
was so much fun. Thank you so much again for coming on the first episode of the Signcast. There will be much more in
yes.
the future. I'm
Very.
excited.
And if everybody needs to reach me again, you can find me on Twitter, the Social Dude, or Ben
Awesome.
Fisher on Mastodon. You can always, of course, always reach me at www.steady, STEADY, demand.com.
Cool. That's been the podcast.